Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains is the town of Blowing Rock. Every summer, it opens its arms to thousands of people. Blowing Rock finds its mild summer inviting another guest. Horse and rider come to enjoy the multitude of trails weaving through the Blue Ridge Mountains. More importantly, compete in the historic Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show. This historic horse show has grown with the town of Blowing Rock, and is the driving force behind the Blowing Rock Equestrian Preserve. At the turn of the 20th century, sparked the start of the horse show. The inspiration for the horse show was the rivalry between the two villages of Green Park and Blowing Rock, called the Tournament of Green Park. This included racing from the Green Park Hotel to Blowing Rock and back. By racing through the villages, the competition became a source of entertainment for tourists. Along with the Tournament of Green Park, Bertha Cone, wife to Moses Cone, opened the Cone Manor to tourists to explore the estate by foot, horseback, and horse-drawn carriage. These two events sparked tourist interest in recreational riding. Liveries and horse rentals began to come to the Blue Ridge Mountains. This also brought a new source of employment for Blowing Rock. Tourism brought the interest of Lloyd M. Tate, a horseman from Pinehurst. He helped to operate the liveries now in Blowing Rock. With Lloyd M. Tate was his family, his wife Anna, his sons LP and Billy, and his daughter Mary Ann.
Lloyd Tate, that started the Blowing Rock Horse Show, ran the livery stable in Pinehurst each year. Stable in Blowing Rock catered to teaching students. Sometimes we'd ride maybe 8 hours a day, taking young people out on the trails, and occasionally we'd get some adults that knew how to ride, and we'd go service tours, to guide them through the Kona State. The awareness I had of a horse show was when LP Tate started riding and jumping horses. He was almost, in my opinion, a local celebrity in the horse world. And he not only showed horses there, but all over when he was young. Of course, they called him Junebug because he reminded people of a bug on a horse. He was small. LP, Junebug, had one brother and one sister, and they both rode horses, and their whole life was pretty much around the horse world, either horse shows or riding in the Kona State.
As tourism continued to grow, Lloyd Tate improved on the Tournament of Green Park by holding the first Blowing Rock Horse Show on Green Hill Road behind the Green Park Hotel in 1923. For some time, the horse show moved to different plots of land. Mr. T.A. Broyhill allowed the horse show to be held on a golf course by the Mayview Manor to attract guests.
We had a lot of tourists that would come up to Blowing Rock. Mr. Broyhill, I would assume he was catered to the horse business a little bit because that did bring people that, stay in the hotel.
In 1934, Mr. Broyhill sold some of the land to the Blowing Rock Horse Show for $1. This is the same land the Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show uses today. Since its start in 1923, the Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show has not missed a single year. Even during World War II, while gas rationing limited transportation, those committed to the horse show found a path up the mountain.
I do remember the beginning of World War II. I know all the local boys in Blowing Rock and My two brothers and Billy and Lloyd all volunteered they represented the Navy, Air Force, and Army.
Even with the passing of Lloyd M. Tate in 1958, the Tate family continued his legacy by running the horse show.
Of course, his wife Anna was a very strong-willed Irish lady. She was determined to keep the stable run the same way he had it, and she was determined to keep the horse show pretty much like he had always had it, you know. And of course, she knew she had been around him all those years, but she was determined to do it.
In the 1960s, the facilities of the showgrounds began to age. Directed by the president C.V. Hinkle, the grounds were renovated.
Mr. C.V. Hinkle, and he was a state legislator and a very influential person. And he had been the president of the show of the Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show Association for several years. And when the barn burned, it was time to build a new barn. And I think what happened is one thing led to another. It's so, oh, well, if we're going to build a barn, we have a crew out here already, let's just do this. And the double-decker boxes were added, and a roof was put on the grandstand, and there were a lot of improvements. Second ring was built. And so there's a lot of things happened in the early 1960s, mid-1960s that were really significant to the advancement of the operation.
While the horse show is known for saddlebred and hunter jumper, it opens its arms to all forms of riding, from polo to western. Over the years, the Blowing Rock Horse Show Association continued to grow. It became more than just tourist entertainment, but an important part of the summer calendar for the cottagers that come to Blowing Rock.
I do not think most of our riders would come here if it wasn't a fun place to show horses, and I think that's real important. And it would be easy for us to fall into the trap of producing big-time horse show. Part of what our horse show means is you get to go to town, you get to have dinner, you get to shop in the, you get to take the kids to Tweetsie, you get to do touristy things, and ride your horse in a fairly significant competition at the same time. So it's sort of a vacation for folks.
You have to love animals, pure and simple. To be a trainer is almost like being an artist, because you take a raw product and sculpture it, whether it's a hunter, jumper, or a saddle horse, or a Frisian. You take that raw product, and through repetition, horses learn through repetition. You produce, hopefully, a show horse.
In 1999, the Blowing Rock Horse Show Association was changed to the Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show Foundation, and the grounds renamed to the Blowing Rock Equestrian Preserve. Its purpose had now grown to maintaining the tradition of horse sports in the high country, and supporting worthy charities in and around Blowing Rock.
The United States Equestrian Federation, which is the governing body for horse sports in the United States, they field our Olympic teams and international teams that represent the country in equestrian sports around the world. They instituted a designation called Heritage Horse Shows. We obviously felt like we would qualify for that because of our longevity. And so we let them know who we were, and I was told, well, yeah, we know all about Blowing Rock. Some of the greatest riders that in history, in terms of the Olympics and international competitions, have come through the Blowing Rock show. So that's very significant. There are now 20 heritage horse shows, and we are one of those 20.
Coming upon the 100th year of the horse show has made the organization reflect on its successes and how it's distinguished from the other horse shows.
The riders, the trainers, the owners, horse owners, that come to this horse show come because they love to come to the horse show. The horse show is just a lot of fun. A lot of the riders that we have now are children of riders we had a generation ago.
The Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show began with one family, but now it continues its legacy with the love of hundreds.
Blowing Rocks is my favorite memory. I love Blowing Rock. The town, the people, and everything about it, it's a wonderland, really. Even if I go back now, I enjoyed the people as much as I did the horse show.
The Blowing Rock Charity Horse Show is intimately intertwined with the town of Blowing Rock. There is no way to remove the horse show without the town losing an essence of itself. The Charity Horse Show reflects the culture of Blowing Rock from its art, fashion, and spirit.